Warning, the content of this video contains some Italian cuss words that may not be suitable for Italian children. But if you're not Italian or a child, then non preoccupati, sciocco. Buonasera. I'm the How to Buy a Mansion guy. I buy mansions for my clients and I've critiqued over 1,000 mansions. And in Italy, they call me Arvino Haddad. Let's watch this video together.
Buongiorno and benvenuti. I'm Stephanie Smith from Line Luxury Real Estate, and I'm here today to show you this 19th century gem for sale on Lake Como. Check it out! Today we are in 𝗕𝗕𝗃𝗏, which is one of the most elite residential areas of Lake Como. Il lago di Como è il terzo per grandezza, decantato già dall'800 dai maggiori poeti del romanticismo italiano. Il lago di Como offre alcuni degli scorci più suggestivi del paese ed è meta sempre più consolidata di jet set nazionali e internazionali.
Stop right there. I know what you're thinking. Mamma mia, bambino, ciccalino. Hey, stop Googling over her. This is Flaws Exposed. I know I've shown you a lot of Enes videos, and let's just say she's not Enes and she speaks Italian. It's very attractive. But stop the googly eyes. This is Flaws Exposed, okay? I'm the captain here, okay?
Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
So we need to focus. All these salespeople, all these videos, they're supposed to distract you, okay? Don't let her distract you. And for that reason, I want to talk about the location. Because if you're a subscriber to the channel, you've seen my video where I critique Enes's Lake Como property. And it's very important for you guys to know that that property was all the way over here. You guys remember that? You've subscribed to the channel. We've watched that video, of course, right? And then it was all the way on top of the hill, very, very far away from the lake itself. And most importantly, very far from the actual town of Como, which is right here. Now, for reference, I'm going to show you two other properties. I'm going to show you guys your Villa Olenadra, or this is, everyone knows it as the George Clooney Villa, which I would rate as probably the best location you could be in with the right amount of land. You see, that property was hillside, had a lot of acreage at a pretty inferior space. We're going to talk about the views as well, but this is flat on the lake, right? There's pictures of it. My editor is going to put it on. This is as good as it gets. A lot of flat land on the lake, no stairs, no terraces, or any of that stuff. And this is fairly close both by lake, right, and by car to Como, which is the center, right? It's called Lake Como. Now, this property, arguably, it's even slightly a better location. Why? Because it's closer to to Como. Much closer. In fact, it's right here. As you can see, it has multiple terraces over here. And this property would be a very good comp to George Clooney's property. But again, you're very close and accessible by boat to Como, and you're much lower in elevation than the other property we reviewed on Enes's channel. I'm going to talk a lot more in depth about the type of properties all three of these properties are and which ones are better, okay? Let's continue.
We are now approaching the main entrance of the villa. The villa is surrounded by 5,000 square meters of lush garden, which is a rarity in this area to have a garden so big. The villa was built in the 19th century by the renowned architect.
Okay, is this Mediterranean architecture to you? Have you noticed all the properties we call Mediterranean in United States or in California for that reason? This is a true Mediterranean, property, right? Italian, right? The funny thing is with Mediterranean architecture, what we've incorporated it, we've taken 5-6 different countries on the Mediterranean Sea, Spain, Italy, France, Greece, and pulled out elements that we like. We've kind of put it together on a facade and the architectural style that suits us, and we call it Mediterranean. When in fact, Mediterraneans to the Italian guy doesn't really make any sense. He's like, well, what country within, the Mediterranean Sea, right? Is it, we're talking about Italy or Spain or Greece? And this is Italian architecture. It's very common to spot it because the facades are typically very, very simple, right? Very flat. There are beautiful color, patterns on them, but in reality, it's really flat and simple and easy to spot.
Already from the facade, we can see the maximum attention to detail. It was also...
All right, can you spot the flaw? There's two major flaws over here. Can you spot it? I'll give you guys a couple more seconds. Pay attention.
Recently restored using techniques that respected the original features, maintaining their glory.
Right here. Did you spot it? First, this property is looking over to this yard. Now, it doesn't really have a direct angle to the swimming pool, which is at the lower terrace, but the other problem is terraces. You see, the property is heavily sloped, as she mentioned. So the upper level, this third mezzanine level, is really eye level with the street you enter, which is not ideal, so you can hear the cars from there. And, you got to take a lot of stairs to get to the beach level, because this is the main terrace. Now, it's not really a backyard. I mean, this part is kind of a yard, but the terraces are really serving a purpose to lower the elevation one step at a time to get you to the lake level, right? So this property is kind of in between the 𝗕𝗕 Como video and George Clooney's. It's better than, 𝗕𝗕's video house, but not as good as George Clooney's house, okay? Now I'm going to go over all the terraces and what they function and everything, so pay attention.
The villa is developed on 3 floors and follows the slope of the mountain. But we're not going to go inside just yet. So venite con me. This is one of my favorite places on the property. I mean, just look at those views. As mentioned, the property follows the slope of the hill. In fact, the garden is developed on terraces.
All right, I'm going to pause it over here because you can kind of see the 3 different elevations. This is the lowest terrace. This is the street that you have to cross to get to the other side of your property, which is on the lake, which you have, as I said, a lake parking and a pier. And then this is the main terrace, and there's a middle terrace, which is the swimming pool.
In fact, the garden is developed on terraces. Right now, we are on 𝗕𝗓𝗕
Even their terraces have names. This is awesome. Again, here is a really good view of the elevation difference. So this is the lowest terrace. This is the highest terrace. And as we're going to zoom out, you're going to see the middle terrace where the swimming pool is.
Here we have a variety of lounge and dining areas.
Now, this is shameful. I mean, a lot of Italians are going, cazzo nada, barbito, vaffanculo, nada. Because Italians have perhaps the most beautiful furniture. I think Italians make the best furniture. Aesthetically, they're just gorgeous. And then they've decided to stage this property with, Costco-looking furniture, outdoor furniture. Again, it's like, making pasta and then breaking it in half. Like, it's disrespectful to the Italian culture. I'm not happy about it.
So it's the perfect place to organize an event or party during the summertime, or you can simply sit and relax with this mesmerizing view. This villa has a truly unique setting. It offers uninterrupted views over the lake.
Okay, let's talk about the views. You remember the 𝗕𝗕 video, right? That view was from all the way on top, and I know you guys were all going crazy over that view and thinking, oh my God, this is the best views. I respectfully disagree. I think this view is far better, right? For a couple of reasons. First of all, you don't have to look down to see the view, right? At a sitting position, you get eye level lake water view, and then majestic mountains that you have to look up to, right? I think that's way more beautiful.
Lake has its own private dock and boat parking.
Now, this is a boat parking. At the end, I'm actually going to show you guys the listing, and I'm going to analyze the photos they've chose because they didn't choose all the best photos. I will analyze that too. But this is the other parcel of land that you actually own. It comes with the property, but it's not connected. You have to cross this road to get there. But it has a parking. It actually looks pretty cool there, and this is your dock.
We are adjacent to the Terrace Belvedere, where we have this lovely gazebo where you can enjoy pleasant al fresco meals during the summer months. And the space is embellished by a lovely fountain that creates such a peaceful atmosphere. The gazebo is also well connected to the kitchen. The garden is embellished by a variety of statues and fountains, which create an elegant yet peaceful atmosphere. The garden has an automatic irrigation system and also an illumination system, so you can enjoy its beauty also during the evening. But there's still so much more to see, so come with me. We're on the terrace right below, where we have this gorgeous swimming pool covered in light blue tiles that give the water a turquoise color.
All right, can you spot the flaw? This is a missed opportunity, right? For example, this could have easily been an infinity edge, still done in a classic way, not in a like modern way, but you can't see the lake. Like what was cool about the lake at Enes's video, where you could hang out on the lake and look into the view. I mean, you kind of have to look down, but this would have been really a great infinity edge pool if this wasn't here and if it actually opened up to the view. But the good thing is you get a lot of privacy in this level. With the house on top, it's not really looking in, and you know, it's very private.
The swimming pool is also surrounded by a well-equipped sunbathing area with shower. But before we continue, I just want to mention how beautiful it is to be surrounded by all this greenery. Between the trees, the plants, and the flowers, simply wow. It is mesmerizing, not to speak of the gorgeous view over the lake. I am in love. Also, privacy will never be an issue here, so you can truly and thoroughly enjoy your own home. Other than the sunbathing area, this terrace is also equipped with a fully functional kitchen with stovetop, exhaust fan, fridge, not to speak of the professional stainless steel barbecue. So you can really take advantage of this space all day.
So pay attention, you start seeing roof lines. This is the property that I believe is the comp for George Clooney's house, which is significantly better than this house we're looking at. But as you can see, the views are at the second terrace are starting to get obstructed with the front row.
Also, you can enjoy the picturesque views over the lake. Adjacent to the kitchen is the pool's changing room and a bathroom. We are on the lowest terrace, which is also surrounded by a rich, lush nature. Here we have a central fountain with statue, and this terrace is also home to a brick pizza oven.
So here's a major flaw, and it's just so much redundant. You already had huge terrace on the first, ground level, let's say, call it, okay? It was very good for entertaining. You could have a huge party there, it fit a lot of people. The second one was for swimming pool, and it had some barbecue area. Putting the pizza oven at this level, where you're not even getting really good views because you're getting blocked by the front row properties, is a big mistake, and they shouldn't have done that. What would have been amazing here, you could have put a half court basketball, you could have put a pickleball court. You should have given some sort of utility to this lower terrace, because it's just so redundant. And why would you hang out here where you're not getting, why would you want to make your pizza here, right? Pizza should have been at the barbecue level or at the top terrace. So again, this was a missed opportunity. You're really using this terrace to get down in elevation, and it will hardly ever be used unless you give it some sort of a utility.
Perfect for your pizza nights with your friends and family.
Okay, remember these three windows? I'm actually going to give you guys some suggestions of how you can make this property better. So remember these three windows, because we're going to talk about it.
We are in the foyer of the main villa, and already from here we can see the high level of craftsmanship of the details that give elegance to the space, such as these beautiful marble floors, the hand-painted frescoes on the walls, and the frame of the beautiful carved coffered ceilings. It's simply gorgeous. All the furniture throughout the property are pieces of antiques that have been hand-picked to fit within the villa and maintain the original style of the house. The foyer is a connection point, and in fact, this behind me that seems like a continuation of the frescoes is actually a hidden door that leads us to the dining area.
All right, let's talk about the wow factor. So this is a traditional layout, okay? And it's a stone structure. It's very traditional. It's going to be very hard to open up spaces. So you're kind of stuck with that. You have to accept it, and you just have to make it the best it could become. Now, the foyer doesn't have that wow factor in the sense that we're typically used to. We like to see maybe a depth of the lawn, maybe a view, ocean view or lake view in this case, right? It doesn't have that. But what it does have is good volume and also a lot of historical elements where, it kind of wows you in that aspect. It is what it is. Like it or not, that's what you're going to get in Lake Como.
Here we have a change in flooring. We have tiles with geometric designs that later on will be defined as Liberty. Also, the dining room has lovely frescoes on the ceiling.
Can you spot the flaw over here? 3, 2, 1. It's a really small dining room. They've taken out the chairs around the dining table so it will look better, but that is tiny.
The dining room is connected to the kitchen that has wooden cupboards, and you can really see that the
Wow, mamma mia, vaffanculo, cazzo, esto, 𝗕𝗓𝗎𝗓, ¿por qué? That went Spanish. Okay, this is an extremely small kitchen. We're in Italy, ladies and gentlemen. We need a big kitchen. Now, work with me how we can add some square footage to this kitchen to do this justice, because I think food has such a big part in the Italian culture. I don't care where you're from. Everyone loves Italian food, including me. And this is just so not inspiring. And let me ask another question. What do you think of these finishes? Are they Italian to you? I can promise you, Julius Caesar did not do the renovation over here 30, 40 years ago, because this is, there's certain things you can change about a property. There's certain things you shouldn't change about the property. The foyer, the frescoes, the paintings, the details you should not touch. You should let that be. But there's no historical elements about this kitchen that complements the historical nature of the property. So I would not hesitate to gut this kitchen completely and get rid of these, 1960s and 70s. Now, a lot of times people get really fascinated about this stuff because we're talking about two different time periods. I'm way more obsessed with the older stuff, and I think those are authentic to the property. This is just the renovation in the 1960s or 70s that was done. There's nothing about this I would keep. Now, how are we going to make this kitchen bigger? Let's work together.
Owners wanted to maintain its originality in every detail, although adding some modern touches, such as the double fridge.
Okay, so this to your right is the dining room. Now pay attention to this room.
Microwave, dishwasher, oven, and stainless steel fire top. From the kitchen, we can also access a spacious laundry room.
Look, the laundry room. This is from the front. You remember the 3 windows? This is the same room. This laundry room is bigger than your kitchen. What are you doing? This is the area where Roberto and Maria, your mates, are coming having cigarettes, between their breaks. It's like, and you want to avoid that, right? Like, to me, this area has to the kitchen either has to grow horizontally into the space, right, to make it a really nice kitchen. And putting laundry machines in Europe, you wouldn't be the first person to do it, so you could incorporate the laundry machine gently with nice covers and cabinets, incorporate that into the space. But the fact that your laundry room is bigger than your kitchen, it's a crime. Don't do that, okay? In Italy, they will kill you for that. The mobs will come and kill you. Or you have to make a decision to take the kitchen, open up that wall, and connect the kitchen with the dining area that exists. You can go, both directions, and I'll tell you guys why.
The dining room is also a connection point to the winter garden. This lovely space has a central table, and from here you can enjoy.
So do you see we have 2 dining rooms right next to each other? This is your winter garden, they call it, I guess. It's just kind of a sunroom, we would call it in the United States. But you have kind of redundancy over here. So again, you could use this place, winter or summer. To me, it has better views of the outside, so it's a little bit more inspiring to have food over in this room than having it in the current area where the kitchen is. So again, another good option is if you want to keep the space for Maria and Roberto to have cigarettes, you could, expand it this way and open it up to this way and really have this dining area, because remember, you do have outdoor dining as well. So again, having 3 dining areas next to each other is very redundant, if you ask me.
Enjoy your meals all year round. Even during the winter time, you can admire the beauty of the surrounding nature. Over here we have a grotto with central fountain with statues surrounded by greenery that gives this space such a romantic feel to it. On the opposite side, we have a direct access to the 𝗕𝗓𝗃𝗵𝗴, but also to the adjacent gazebo.
See what I'm saying? You have that gazebo, you have the winter garden, the sunroom, and you have that very close proximity to each other. You got to take one of them out.
From the foyer, we are now accessing the living area. Here we have gorgeous wooden floors with geometric designs, and this is another connection point. It is the heart of the ground floor. We are now heading towards the living room. This extremely regal living room with so many details.
Look at this. This is an absolute beauty. There's almost nothing I would change about this room. I love the furniture. I love everything about this. I love the palette. I mean, I get lake vibes in a very traditional sense. I love the cabinetry. I love the furniture. I love everything about these rooms. They're so nice. And how understated the frescoes on the walls and the ceilings are. It's just really classy, right? Really, really classy.
The furniture is perfect for the space. It is like going back in time to the 19th century. Here we have this majestic fireplace, which is the perfect element to warm up during the colder months. If we point our attention up to the ceilings, we have these beautiful hand-painted cover ceilings, and every room has a different theme that then pulls our attention to this incredible chandelier that just ties the space together. From here, we have a direct access to the Terrace Belvedere, and already from inside, we can enjoy the unobstructed views of Lake Como. The living room is also...
So now you're thinking, Arvin, couldn't we open up this area to the kitchen? I really don't think you would be able to. Most likely that's a weight-bearing wall. And it would just make it too American. And you would really not have a TV room, because that should be kind of set up as your TV room in some sort of way, because I don't see anywhere else on the lower floor you would put a TV. Again, watching TV in Lake Como, you've just gone to the wrong place. You should not even watch TV there. But if you were to put a TV room, it should be somewhere there. An idea of opening up the kitchen here, I just don't think physically it would be possible, and it would just make it too American, I guess.
Also connected to this cozier lounge area, which also has access to the terrazza, but here I want to point out the frescoes that frame the covered ceilings. They show a bucolic scene that I find to be so charming. On the opposite side of the living room, we can access the tea room. This room has the same style as before. It is embellished by this lovely fireplace. I mean, just look at these gorgeous carved details. I love it. And also this beautiful wooden arch.
Okay, this is tea room, why would you want to have a tea in that room? There's so many other inspiring places to have a tea. I think this would have been an amazing place for a library office, okay? You see, this is just kind of a continuation of the other room without giving it any type of utility. I think it's so much better to distinguish each room with its own character and identity. And when you do that, you make actually the other room even feel more special. Okay, do you get that? You make this one its own, give it its own vibe and function and energy, and that even makes the other space more powerful. So again, I think this would be the perfect place to put some sort of an office library, because winter, summer, if you're having a tea, you want to look at the view. This is a place where you don't want to have a view. You want to focus, office, library. Your head would be down on a book. That's the place you should be.
It's simply stunning. And speaking of the arch, it leads our attention to the staircase that will lead us to the bedroom area. On this floor, we have a cozy study with beautiful coffered ceilings and a double exposure, one of which has access onto a balcony that looks onto Lake Como. Adjacent is the master bedroom.
That balcony is exactly why I think that wall is a weight-bearing wall. That's, very likely that wall has, a lot of beams going on it. So I don't think you can move that wall opening up the kitchen to that TV room area where I mentioned. By the way, I'm not crazy about this wallpaper. I think this was a big miss. I think this is, a little bit of a continuation of that 1960s. It cheaps out the property. I think you could have gone way better wallpaper, and you don't need to do wallpaper the entire freaking room. It could just be an accent, or should be an accent.
The master bedroom has a first closet area with...
That's a flaw. You don't want to enter through the closet.
The lovely black and pink marble floors that introduce the master bathroom and give it its color scheme.
And then you got to go through the bathroom.
The master bathroom has a gorgeous tub that looks onto the garden and exquisite coffered ceilings. From here, we can access the master bedroom.
So this is the living area or the kind of a reception area of the primary. You need to figure out to change the access to this room. So you enter from this room, and then you go to the right where you would get your closet and your bathroom, and then you go to the left where you would get your bed. If at all possible, that's what you should try to achieve.
It has this first lounge area with boiserie and flows straight into the actual bedroom. Just think, you can wake up every morning here with a beautiful view over Lake Como, which is simply one of a kind. The master bedroom is embellished by lovely frescoes that frame the ceiling.
So, that's why you're forced to put the primary bed over there, because you have the frescoes above, which frames the bed, and you got the windows to the Lake Como. So, again, yeah, you got to work around that, but you got to fix that, really, if you want to make this property better.
But we're not done here. On this floor, we still have a couple of things to see. So come with me. Along the hallway, we encounter this cozy lounge area.
I hate the wallpaper here again. It's from a different period, does not match the, the aesthetic of it. It looks like if I had a, grandma in Alabama or, Charleston, she would probably live in a house like this. I don't have a grandma in Charleston, but if I did. Now, pay attention. There are actually 4 bedrooms on the upper floor, which is amazing. For a house this old, to have 4 bedrooms on the same level, very, very cool.
Which is in common between the other 2 bedrooms which are on the floor. They're each double bedrooms with beautiful wooden floors and that look onto the garden, one of which has access onto a balcony. Each bedroom has its own private bathroom on the opposite side of the hallway.
So do you see this? There are 2 bathrooms. It's so European, right? But they're not attached to the room. So you have to come on the floors, go to the bathroom. So in the middle of the night, I can promise you the floors are going to be squeaky. This is a pretty old structure, right? So that's, again, it's a negative that I really don't think you can solve. I think that's just, you're kind of stuck with that, which is fine. I mean, you're going to expect that in some of these older homes, right?
Given that the property follows the slope of the hill, this floor actually has its own independent access. But we still have the second and last floor to see.
So did you get that? Because it's on a slope, I told you guys the entrance is not level with the street. The second level is actually level with probably the street or maybe a few steps aside. So you can actually enter the house from this floor, okay? And when you go to the mezzanine floor, you're going to be right above the street level, which is kind of going to be annoying as you're going to hear the road pretty clearly.
This floor has lighter tones.
Horrible tones. Okay, this is just really bad. I'm not in Italy anymore, okay? Again, all this stuff you can change, okay? None of this decor, furniture over here is Italian for that nature, right? It doesn't give you the Italian vibe. This is just, a renovation that was done a long time ago, and that was the in material at the time. This actually, to me, looks pretty depressing. It looks like a retirement home over here.
We access into this spacious living area.
That's not spacious.
That enjoys a lot of natural light. It has a bathroom with sauna.
I like the sauna, The sauna, I'm a big fan of saunas, but again, all the way up here.
And access to a single bedroom. This floor could be used for many purposes. It could be an entertainment space or even another bedroom with its own ensuite bathroom and walk-in closet.
I think this is where you got to put a bunch of bunk beds for the kids. Okay, they would enjoy it. They would be so tired during the day they couldn't hear the cars in the middle of the night. Put 3 different bunk beds over here and a TV and a video game console, and you can go out for wine and drinks with the adults, and the nanny would take care of them.
The property is also composed of 2 dépendance.
So for some of you who don't speak as well of Italian as I do, I think that's called, it's kind of guest houses, I want to say.
A first is developed on 2 floors and is being used as a service quarter at the moment. However, it could be perfectly used as a guest house. While the second has a more fairy tale-like structure to it. In fact, it resembles slightly a castle. Right here in front of it is a lovely lounge area or external dining area. And inside, the castle is developed on 2 floors. On the ground floor is a cozy living area.
That's an understatement. I don't know if you could actually, with all these grounds, you would ever want to spend any time in this area.
And a winter garden. While on the second floor is a double bedroom.
I'm not crazy about the wallpapers here. Again, this is just, maybe for your, nannies to sleep in, kind of your entourage, maids, nannies. I don't see an area where it's so room to room and the spaces are so small that I don't see it as a place where you would want to stay in yourself.
That's all for today. I can't wait to see what you thought of.
All right, let me show you guys the listing photos, because there are a couple things on the listing photo that properties for sale that are red flags for me. So I want to kind of show you guys, what to look for and not to fall for some of these elements that are kind of, you got to be careful with, okay? Okay, the first red flag is the fact that it says price on application. That's a major red flag. That to me means there are 3 different prices, okay? Depending on who you are. If you're Italian local, you're going to get the lowest price. The second would be, a gringo, Americano, some other country that is coming in is going to get another price. And the third price, if you're Elon Musk, you're a known billionaire, they're going to pitch you a different price. And that's never good. So whenever you come across this situation, you want to find a local guy to call and ask how much is it actually worth, because you're going to be pitched different prices all over the place. It's a big red flag. Okay, let's quickly take a look at the photo arrangement. I'm going to show you guys that boat garage, which I think cool, but I also will tell you which one of these photos you should take out and which ones to keep. Okay, the first photo is the most important photo in your listing presentation, and this picture delivers. You get Lake Como in there, you get huge terrace garden over here, so you see that you have plenty of land, and you get the beautiful architecture. Now there are other photos that you could have thought about maybe it would do, but this picture really does all of them at once, and none of the other photos really accomplishes that, and that's why I think this is the right photo to be the first photo. Here's a good photo of the swimming pool. Again, you don't need 3 photos. For a property this gorgeous, remember, not everyone's going to see this video or the original video. So you're going to see the photos, to see if they want a property like this. And there's just, you don't want to show too much. Like, you might think, Arvin, this is also a very good photo for the first, wow photo, but it doesn't show the lake. Okay, it's a picture looking into the property, where the other photo showed everything, and this is too far zoomed out. Like, which property are we buying, right? It doesn't do that. It's a good secondary third photo. This shows the long steep driveway, not ideal. This is a good architectural photo. Again, to me, none of these, like, this is a good view photo, this is a better view photo, This is like you only need 1 or 2 of these photos, and you're overselling it now. Okay, this could be a good one. This photo doesn't do anything. This is probably, you know, all green. You can't even figure out where the hell you are in the property. This is decent. This is, again, not a good photo. I wouldn't include that. I would never include that. I would never include that. This is a good photo. This is a good photo. This is a good photo. Again, now you're putting too much. You don't need to put this one. This is okay. It kind of shows you the moment, right? Again, this is the redundancy in the 2 spaces I was telling you guys. Like how this space is, so this is the tea room. It's so identical to this other room, and you just got to give it another purpose. This is the primary bedroom. Again, too many photos. The kitchen, please. You need to. That's a gut job. That kitchen needs to be completely redone. Again, unnecessary. I love these green chauffages though. It's so cool. Here's the study. This is cool. You want to show the, you know, frescoes, the details. This is good. You want to include those. Again, why would you show this blue carpet with the ugly wallpaper? A lot of the wallpaper needs to go from this property. Okay, look at this. This is your boat garage. Isn't this cool? I wasn't expecting this. This is like, you could have a freaking James Bond submarine over here, you know, dock in and dock out. I wasn't really expecting this. Now, if you want to see the other Lake Como NS video I critiqued, it's over here. Check it out, and I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.